Promotion credits are some of the most valuable resources in all of Marvel Strike Force. They're used to add more red stars onto your characters, which increases their total power. And because they're so rare, you don't want to waste these credits on upgrading the wrong characters. So in this video, I'm revealing the best tunes to use your silver, gold, and dark promotion credits on. And if you're ready to see who makes the cut and who doesn't, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Maniacs. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. Hope you're having a great day. In this video, we are counting down the best tunes to use your silver, gold, and dark promotion credits on. This has some very different thresholds for each of these lists, and I do want to make a few disclaimers before we get to this. Usage should come over everything in this game. So if you're using a character a lot, well, that is a very good candidate to use your promotion credits on. And also my valuation for these game modes is still the same of Arena, followed by Raids, followed by Crucible, followed by War. And if you have a different valuation, you have fun in some other game modes, you think other of the game modes are valuable, your valuation of these characters and where to use these promotion credits on may be a little different. Now, before we get to this actual list, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button because we have more great Marvel Strike Force content for you. We have guide videos like this, question and answer videos, news videos, gameplay videos, everything to help you in Marvel Strike Force. But let's get right into this list, starting with our silver promotion credits category, and this is to take them up to 5 red stars and under. And for this, I think we do need to value the raid team. So let's go and talk about these raid teams. The Rebirth team. Now, the thing about these red stars, if you have a certain amount of gold stars, let's say you have 4 gold stars on a character and you have 6 red stars on a character, well, it's effectively only going to be those 4 red stars until you have those gold promos or those gold stars on the character. So if you don't have the gold stars on any of these characters, I wouldn't promote them. If you don't have the gold stars to get to that red star level, I wouldn't take them to that red star level. So hopefully this helps with that. But Rebirth is one of the teams that I think is very worthy of getting all of these characters up to 5 red stars if you do have the gold promos to match or the gold stars to match them. There are a few in this category, in this team, that I might upgrade with some gold promo credits, but I would take all of these characters because they're a raid team. You're going to use them every single day to these at least 5 red stars. So Agent Venom, Captain Carter, US Agent, Captain America, the OG version, and Winter Soldier, all great candidates for 5 red stars and under. Let's talk about the next raid team, and this is the Invaders. This is a newer team, so you may not have the gold stars on them. So until you have the gold stars on them, I probably wouldn't recommend putting the red stars on these characters. But Nick Fury, World War II version of Captain America, Union Jack, Iron Fist World War II is just introduced in the game, and Bucky Barnes, all great candidates. Once you have the gold stars on them, get them up to 5 stars with your red stars if you have abundance of credits. Let's move on to another raid team, and that is this Death Seed team. Magneto, Nemesis, Dark Beast, and Psylocke all take normal red star credits. You could use gold or silver on them. I would use my silver to get them all up to at least 5 red stars for all of these characters. They are a raid team. You're going to use them every day, and they have a lot of value outside of the raids as well. Moving on, let's talk about some Horseman teams without the Horsemen, because as we know, these Horsemen take dark promo credits. We have Cho here, She-Hulk, Normal Hulk, and Abomination. We also have the Darkhold team with Wong, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Heartless, and Agatha. Now, the only one I may be hesitant on here is Scarlet Witch. Not as valuable. She was an important piece of this team when this Darkhold team was able to counter the Wakandans in Room 6 in Season 2. But now that they've reduced that and made the Wakandans even better, not as valuable. So I may not use my silver promos on Scarlet Witch, but the rest of these teams, the characters on this team, yes. And let's not forget another Horseman team, and that is the Unlimited X-Men. Of course, Rogue doesn't with this category, and Gambit, I think, is worthy of some gold promos, but the rest of these characters, Phantom X, Sunfire, Dazzler, all worthy of getting up to at least 5 red stars with your silver promotion credits. And last but not least, this New Warriors team. Now, you may want to add Firestar to this list as well. She's currently not in the game yet as I'm making this list, but they look to be a very, very important Crucible team. And if Crucible is a game mode that you enjoy, you might want to get these guys up to at least 5 red stars and maybe even more if you valuable Crucible a little bit more than I do. But let's talk about our gold promo characters. These are in no particular order other than the collection power in my roster, starting off with Spider Weaver. Now, she's an interesting character in this spot here. And back in the day, I would have no problem recommending getting her up to 7 red stars because of her use in Arena. Now that Apocalypse is in the game and kind of negates her value in Arena, still a very good character in Crucible, still a very good character in War, and maybe even a great backup character for the raids. She still has a lot of value. At this point in the game, you may still want to take her up to 7 red stars. I definitely would get her up to 6 red stars, but that 7 red stars, the argument for that is a lot of characters or a lot of players that you may be facing Cosmic Crucible may already have gotten her up to 7 or 6 red stars, and you may be facing those opponents in Crucible. So just to match those other players, it may be worth bringing up if you do valuable Crucible and some other game modes. But Weaver is a definite character to take up to at least 6 red star. Still very valuable, and if you don't have Apocalypse in your Arena start, she's going to be a beast in Arena. But let's move on to the next character. Icarus. This is a character that I got lucky enough to pull 7 red stars on release, and is still a very good character. Icarus, using him all the time in the raids. I'm using him all the time, well, when I do the Mystic raids, but it's a great character in Cosmic Crucible, either on offense or defense, and a great character in War. I love using my Eternals just to smash those hero Asgardians and one-shot them with big punch-up, but with just 3 characters. So Icarus, great character. Definitely take him to 6 red stars if you're using him a lot, and is another good candidate for 7 red stars. I don't know if I would buy it at this point, but these Eternals, very, very valuable. There's a reason Icarus still has not been made farmable. I think he's still a great, great character. So great candidate for use of your gold promo credits. Let's move on to the next character, and that is Kestrel. Kestrel is one of the original characters in Marvel Strike Force. Still a very, very good character. She is kind of losing some value in the raids because these Secret Avengers are not as valuable in the skill section of the raids, but you're still going to use her all over the place in Crucible, all over the place in War, and it's a great candidate. I've taken her up to 6 red stars. I think that's a great place for her. I don't know if I would use a 7th red star in Kestrel, but if you have some extra gold promo credits, that may be worth a consideration if the usage that you have for Kestrel does justify that. Moving on to this next character is Brawn. Now, is a horseman character. Horseman characters are valuable. I haven't taken up the 6 gold promos yet, or 6 red stars yet. I just haven't seen them pop up in my store yet. But as far as the valuable members of the Gamma team, obviously it's going to be Red Hulk is the most valuable, but you can make an argument that he is the second most valuable with what he does, stealing buffs from the enemy team, giving some healing, giving them that survivability that they may need in Crucible or may need in War. Obviously, this is just a good team, but if you don't value Crucible or War that much, you may want to skip this character because he doesn't have a lot of raid value and doesn't have a lot of arena value. But if you do value Crucible, you may want to build up Brawn to at least 6 red stars. That's what I'm doing next time he pops into my store. Next character is Gambit. This is another character that I bought that 6 red star and with gold promo credits. And while the Unlimited X-Men is not as good as it used to be, they used to smash everything in Cosmic Crucible. They're still very, very good on offense, but on defense, they're just not holding as much. They did lose a little bit of value, but as far as just great characters in a game, Gambit is another great character. Not too much of a plug-and-play character because you're probably going to use him with Rogue, but if you're using Gambit, I would definitely get that 6 red star on Gambit, and if you're using him a ton, maybe even worth it for you to get that 7th red star in Gambit. Next character is Cersei. Now, I do think Icarus is a lot more valuable than Cersei. That double ping is pretty problematic and could be pretty scary, but Cersei is very, very good as well. She has a big AoE attack. She has some energy that she can give out to herself and Icarus, and she has a stun. And if you have her at 5 red stars, you may be struggling depending on what your opponents are using in Crucible and War. But yeah, she's a great raid character as well in that Mystic section of the raid. So if you have those promo credits, I would definitely get her up to 6 red. And like a lot of these characters, maybe 7 depending on your usage of these characters, but she's a great candidate for 6 reds. Next character is Black Panther. And this was a character that almost fell in the honorable mentions. And obviously I would not promote this character if your Wakandans are all over the place and you don't value Cosmic Crucible. This is mainly for Cosmic Crucible. This is mainly for the damage that he's capable of doing. If your opponent doesn't have the Masters of Evil, or they don't have them built up properly, or they just play them wrong, well, Black Panther, the OG version of this Black Panther, to just go off on them. So again, this is predicated more on you've already had the rest of your Wakandans or War Dogs built, but if you already have them built, they're already at 5 red stars. Black Panther is the character on that team that is a great candidate to take up to 6 red stars. And potentially even 7. I don't know if I would do it at this point unless you're super into Cosmic Crucible, but great candidate for that red stars with some global promo credits. All right, so as far as order here, if we had an order on this, this would probably be the top character to use gold promo credits on, because he's the only character in this list that is arena viable. Not using any other characters in arena, maybe another one, Nick Fury, that I'm using, but Kang is probably the most valuable character in arena right now. Great candidate once you have the gold stars on him to cake up to 6 red stars or 7 red stars. As you can see, Kang is going to be very, very limited at this point, so wait till you get your gold stars on him. But yeah, I would definitely, or the gold stars to 6 or 7. But once he is there, this is a day 1 buy. As soon as I see him in the store, just 6 red stars. And maybe by the time we get the gold stars, he may not be worth that 7th red star for you. But definitely, if you get the 6 gold star on him, I definitely would put him with just 6 red stars, because he is that good. That turn meter rewind, manipulation, even outside of the Masters of Evil team, this guy's going to be a plug and play character for a long, long time. Is my prediction. All right, so this is the other character that's also valuable in arena right now, and that is Nick Fury, the OG version of Nick Fury, actually the only version of Nick Fury in the game right now. And he's the only other character on this list that I'm using in arena right now. Sometimes I think the matchup, depending on what my opponent has on defense, works a little better with Nick Fury, a little cleaner matchups. Sometimes it's better with Kang. Nick Fury also has that double value of being a part of that invader team. So you're going to use him every single day in the raids. If you have this invader team built up, even if you don't have the rest of the invader team built up, still pairs very well with the secret avengers. So this is a great candidate to get at least a 6 red stars and maybe even 7 red stars, depending on your usage of this character. Next and last on these gold promo list is Captain America, the OG version of Captain America. Now, the other character that you may want to build up on this invader team is Captain Carter, because she is kind of the healer of this team. And this is kind of the battery of the team. He's the protector. He gives the energy distribution. And he also has some plug and play character outside of this Rebirth team. I'm seeing him a lot more on War defense, not as much on Cosmic Crucible defense, on just some random teams, Rebirth teams as well. So Captain America, great candidate for gold promos. If you have these, I think I am going to get him up. Now, the other candidate that I did want to talk about, in addition to Nick Fury, is Bucky Barnes. Now, Bucky Barnes, most players aren't going to have those gold stars on him, but once you get those gold stars and get him at least the 6 gold stars, that's probably the character other than Nick Fury that you want to build up for the invader team. So that is who we have for silver. That's who we have for gold. Let's move on to dark. And there's only a few characters that use that dark promotion credits, and they're all very good. So first candidate, before we get to these horseman characters, let's go all the way down to the bottom. And it was revealed this Friday that Quicksilver is going to be a dark promotion red star character. He's a very good character. It looks to be a very good plug and play character. And yeah, he's going to be released through Cosmic Crucible. Between 15 and 100 shards per week in Cosmic Crucible for Quicksilver. I would get these red stars on him as soon as possible. So yeah, dark promos, I think Quicksilver is the top candidate to use your dark promos on. He looks to be a good character in all game modes, maybe not arena, but everything else looks to be very, very strong. Plug and play in Crucible, plug and play in War. Let's move on to back to the top of the roster and talk about the rest of these characters to use your dark promos on. And I think the best character in the game right now, maybe besides a big apocalypse, is Red Hulk. So definitely, if you could get him up to 6 red stars, I think this should be your first priority. I hear a 7 red star Red Hulk is very, very good though, and smashes in all game modes. Now, Red Hulk is a good character because I'm using him in all game modes. I'm using him sometimes in the raids as if my rebirth doesn't go well, but definitely use him in pretty much every day in arena. Great in Crucible, and obviously this is the War team, so they're going to be great in War as well. So we'll definitely get my Red Hulk up to 6 red stars. I don't regret that. And if you have an abundance of gold, dark promo credits, you may want to get that 7th red star on him, but I think I would build my Quicksilver first. Next character is Morgan LaFaaye. She's the other character that I'm using all the time. Still has a lot of arena value, especially since that resurgence of some of these horseman characters with Apocalypse. Very, very good damage dealer, and having her have enough focus to flip that immunity on Apocalypse is very, very important in arenas. So this is a great character here. Has a lot of use in Crucible, has a lot of use in War, and is one of these mystic characters that works very, very well in the raids. Let's move on to the next character, and that is Rogue. I think after Red Hulk, after Quicksilver, after Morgan LaFaaye, I think Rogue is the top character for your dark promo credits. Another character that I'm using in Arena all the time. She's in that main squad along with Morgan LaFaaye, along with Red Hulk. Not really using her in the raids. I don't think you're going to use her in the raids, but you're going to get some value for Crucible with her. You're going to get some value with War for her, and just a very, very good character here. Let's move on to some other horsemen that aren't on that top tier with Rogue, and that character is Archangel. Now, I may do some other characters before Archangel. I probably would get him to 5 red stars before I do some other things, some other characters, but I don't know if I would use that 6 or 7 for him, but I'd definitely get Archangel at least up to 5 red stars. It's a raid character, it's a horseman character. You're gonna use him in Crucible because Death Seed is very good in Crucible, very good in War. So you're gonna get a lot of use out of him. And I do see him sometimes in arena defense, and it's annoying if it's not played correctly. Last character that I would use dark promos credits on is Dormammu. Now, I would get the 5th star for Dormammu after Red Hulk, probably after Quicksilver, but definitely after Morgan LaFaaye, Rogue, Archangel. That is when I would get this 5th red star for Dormammu. This is a luxury character. Sort of. I'm using him a lot, using him all over the place. I see him on defense and arena. I don't use him on offense myself, but very, very good in the raids, Crucible, and War. And the only reason I would say against getting the 5th red star for him, he's awesome at 4 red stars. Even at 248,000 power, still is smashing, and he does everything I need. So you can get the next red star on him. I think he's a great candidate for it. But before you do that, just ask yourself, is Dormammu dying too early? Is he doing something, or is he not doing something that I need him to do? If that is the case, then he's probably a good candidate for more red stars. But that is it as far as your dark promo credits. I would not use them on Doom at this point, Ultron, Ultimus, or Zombie Iron Man. So those are the characters that I'm recommending taking up with your promotion credits, guys. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this list. And like I said in the beginning of this video, you should dictate which characters you're building up and which characters you're progressing. So hopefully that helps you guys. Hopefully it helps you with choosing which characters you're going to use your promo credits on. Thanks for watching till the end. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't checked me out on social media, check me out on social media and check out some of the other videos on this channel for more help with Marvel Strike Force. And if you're into Marvel Snap, that had an update just dropped today, make sure you check out the second channel, the Valley Snap channel. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.